The whole bank is talking about you. They are stunned because a check worth trillions has just been deposited in your name and the sender's name is Michael. Archangel Michael says, "Please, beloved, if you don't open this, they won't release it, and the bank executive will claim it as his own. Hurry. My beloved soul, listen carefully, today is not an ordinary day. The walls of the bank are whispering your name, and the floors themselves are echoing with astonishment. They have never seen such a thing before, a check worth trillions, deposited directly under your name, and when their eyes traced the sender, they froze, because it was signed by Michael, yes, Archangel Michael himself. Do not scroll, do not skip, this message was sealed with heaven's authority for you, and if you miss it, the release will be delayed, and the hands of men will try to claim what heaven wrote in your name. Stay with me till the end, because everything unfolding now carries your destiny within it. The bankers are stunned, executives are restless, and they cannot explain how this transaction appeared, but I will tell you, this is not paper wealth, this is a heavenly signature of abundance, a divine confirmation that your name has been remembered in heaven's treasury. Do not think of this as money alone, it is a spiritual check of opportunity, joy, and miracles waiting to be released into your hands. The executive may try to claim it for himself, but Michael is crying out, saying, "Beloved, if you open this with faith, no one can steal what belongs to you. This is why you must stay till the very last word, for heaven has not brought you this far just to tease you." Imagine for a moment, banks that hold the wealth of nations are trembling because of your name. They cannot understand, but the truth is this: when heaven deposits something in your life, no earthly system can deny it. This check represents doors opening, contracts signed, relationships healed, and blessings multiplied. And Michael is standing at the gate, sword drawn, ensuring that your portion is not touched by another. But you must take this seriously, hold this message in your spirit, stay with me now, because this is the very moment the shift is happening. Every time you thought you were overlooked, heaven was preparing this release. Every time you felt empty-handed, your name was being written on this divine deposit. The world may call it impossible, but God has chosen you for the unbelievable, and today, the check is already deposited, it is in your account of destiny, waiting to be released into reality. Do not skip, do not look away, for if you open this and receive it, you will witness what no eye around you thought could happen. Stay with me. Let these words flow into your heart. Share this message. Subscribe for more, because heaven is moving swiftly and this is not to be hidden. If you believe, type Amen right now as your signature on heaven's check, and remember, what the bank cannot explain, heaven has already approved. Beloved soul, wait and stay with me, because the moment you are reading this, the spiritual vaults are already opening wider in your favor. The bank officers are still whispering, trying to understand how your name could be attached to a figure so massive that it breaks their systems, but you and I know the truth, it was not placed there by human hands. It was released by Archangel Michael, acting under heaven's command, as a divine signal that the chains around your life are being broken. The bank is not just a building, it is a symbol. Today, heaven uses the image of a bank because a bank represents trust, security, overflow, and abundance. That is why the word, deposit, has been released. What is deposited cannot be erased, what is credited cannot be denied. This check of trillions is a heavenly metaphor, a divine stamp declaring that the blessings of generations, the promises of your ancestors, and the rewards of your faith are no longer pending. They have been released in your name. Stay with me now, don't skip a single word. The executive is restless because he knows that if you hesitate, he can claim the blessing as his own. That is why Archangel Michael is pleading with you, urging you to open your heart and claim what belongs to you. Do not let distractions steal it, do not let doubt delay it. This is your moment to stand in agreement with heaven. Beloved, when you receive this word, you activate the spiritual release. The check becomes more than a story, it becomes a living manifestation in your life. And I must tell you this, the number is not by accident. Trillions was chosen because heaven wants you to think beyond limits, beyond ceilings, beyond everything you thought possible. This is the language of abundance, meant to stretch your faith into new dimensions. So stay. Remain with me, share this message so others can witness the power of God working in your life. And subscribe, because what you are seeing now is only the beginning. Heaven has so much more to unfold before your eyes. Type Amen below, and in doing so, you sign this heavenly check into your destiny. Beloved, listen closely and do not let your attention drift away. The scene in the bank is growing louder. Whisper has turned into wonder, and wonder is turning into astonishment. Clerks are rushing between counters, managers are lifting their heads in disbelief, and the executives are holding papers in trembling hands. And all of this, because of your name. Your name, written in golden letters on a deposit slip signed by Archangel Michael. Stay with me, because this is where heaven begins to peel back the layers of mystery. The bankers may think it is just an account update, but in the spirit, it is a heavenly transaction. It is not about numbers, it is about identity. The check of trillions proves that heaven has confirmed you, approved you, and set you apart. When Michael wrote your name, he was announcing to all powers seen and unseen, this soul belongs to heaven, this destiny cannot be stolen, this life is under divine protection. Beloved, wait and stay with me, don't scroll, don't look away, because the blessing is too vast for one glance. If you stay until the end, you will carry the full weight of what is being poured into your spirit. This check represents not only wealth, but healing for your wounds. Restoration of what was lost, reconciliation of what was broken, and the opening of doors you thought were closed forever. Picture it, the vault doors swinging open, not with the sound of metal, but with the sound of angels singing your name. Imagine the fragrance of heaven filling the air as the check glows with divine light, marked not with ink, but with Michael's seal of fire. And as the bankers stare, confused and overwhelmed, Michael leans down and whispers, "Beloved, do not let hesitation cost you. Receive this blessing, for it is yours." Do you feel it? This is not coincidence, it is alignment. Every moment you doubted yourself, every time you felt overlooked, heaven was preparing this very release. The bank executive may try to grasp it for himself, but heaven says no. What has your name cannot be rewritten. What has your spirit cannot be snatched away. So stay with me, type Amen as your signature of faith. Share this message so the world knows what heaven is doing. Subscribe so you do not miss what comes next, because the story is only unfolding. Beloved, the vault is open, and your miracle is being handed to you even now. Beloved soul, do not move away, stay right here, because the story is deepening. Every word is carrying you closer to what heaven already released for you. Inside the bank, the noise has now turned into silence, but it is not an ordinary silence. It is the kind of silence that falls when something too great to explain enters the room. Eyes are wide, pens have dropped, and even the ticking of the clock seems slower, as though time itself is bowing to the moment. And at the center of all this stillness, there lies one truth: your name is glowing on the check. Wait and stay with me. The executives lean closer, their voices hushed, because they cannot believe what they are holding. The paper looks ordinary to them, but the weight of it feels like eternity. They see the amount, trillions, and their minds cannot hold the figure. But more than the amount, it is the signature that makes their hands tremble. Michael, not a human Michael, but Archangel Michael. The one who commands legions of light. The one who carries the sword of heaven. The one who was sent directly by God. Beloved, listen carefully. When Archangel Michael writes his name beside yours, it is a decree, not a suggestion. It is heaven's command that no force, no executive, no institution can override. Yet still, in the shadows of the boardroom, there is a restless whisper: if this is not claimed quickly, if this beloved soul does not respond, perhaps we can keep it for ourselves. That is why Michael is pleading, that is why he is urging you to open your spirit fully right now. Because delay creates space for others to interfere, but faith closes that space instantly. Do you feel it? This is not just a story, it is your reflection. The bank represents the world. The check represents your blessing, the executives represent the distractions that always try to take what belongs to you. And Michael? He represents God's relentless protection, his fiery defense over your destiny. He is the guardian at the vault, declaring, "Beloved, no one can touch what carries your name, but you must awaken and embrace it. Stay here with me, do not scroll." Imagine the vault glowing, light spilling through the cracks of the massive door, illuminating even the darkest corners of your life. Every lost opportunity, every closed door, every dream that seemed forgotten is being restored in this deposit. And right now, as you receive this word, the vault door is opening wider. Beloved, heaven has already signed. Your part is to believe. Speak it out, type Amen as the ink of your faith, share this message so others can stand with you in witness. And subscribe, because this is only the beginning. What is happening today on the 12th of October is not just an event, it is the unveiling of your destiny. Beloved soul, stay right here with me, because now the scene shifts in a way that will leave you breathless. The bank is frozen, executives silent, clerks still, customers staring, but in that holy stillness, a sound begins to rise. It is not from the loudspeakers, not from the clerks, not from the hum of machines. It is a voice that pierces through the atmosphere like lightning through a dark sky. And the voice calls your name. It is Michael, Archangel Michael himself. Wait, do not move, stay with me till the very end. His voice is not just sound, it is authority, it is light, it is command. He says, "Beloved, do not let this moment pass you by, the check with your name has been deposited, and heaven itself has signed it. But if you delay, men will try to claim what is not theirs. I, Michael, was sent to guard this for you, but I need your heart to open, your spirit to respond, your faith to rise, for only then will this blessing be released fully into your life. The bankers are confused, because they can hear something but cannot see the source. Papers flutter even though no wind is blowing. The lights flicker though there is no fault. The atmosphere is charged, and the entire bank feels like holy ground. And right there, Michael's presence fills the room, not as a shadow, but as a warrior clothed in radiant fire. His wings stretch beyond the walls, his sword gleams brighter than any diamond, and his gaze is locked on you. Stay with me. Do not skip. Michael looks at you through this message and declares, your name is written in light. Your account in heaven has been credited. No thief, no executive, no distraction can steal what God has sealed. But you must claim it now. Lift your heart, lift your faith, lift your voice, for the vault has been opened in your favor. Beloved, this is the point where destiny bends. This is the moment where your life turns from waiting to receiving, from hoping to holding. Imagine the check, glowing brighter than gold, floating into your hands not as paper, but as promise. It carries healing, abundance, restoration, opportunities, and peace. Everything the enemy tried to block is being returned multiplied. So stay with me until the end. Type Amen as your seal of agreement. Share this message so the world knows heaven is still writing names. And subscribe, because what Michael has begun to reveal today will unfold in greater glory tomorrow. Beloved, your name is not in question, it is already written, already signed. Already deposited. Beloved, do not scroll away, because what happens next will shake you deeper than before. The bank is no longer just a building of marble and glass, it has transformed into something supernatural. As Archangel Michael stands, his wings stretching across the hall, he raises his hand and points toward the vault. The massive steel door that once seemed impossible to open begins to glow with heavenly light. The bankers cover their eyes, the executives stumble back, but Michael looks directly at you and says, Beloved, follow me, for what I am about to show you has been hidden for ages. Stay with me now, every second matters. The vault door swings open, not with mechanical creaks but with the sound of heavenly trumpets. Inside is not darkness, not rows of cold boxes, but an endless chamber filled with light. Shelves of glowing documents, scrolls written with golden ink, treasures wrapped in divine fire, all carrying one name, your name. Every blessing, every opportunity, every miracle that was delayed, every prayer you thought unanswered, it is all stored here, untouched, waiting for this exact moment. Michael's voice thunders softly yet powerfully, Beloved, this is not just a deposit of wealth, it is the release of destiny. Here are the contracts heaven wrote for your future, here are the healings heaven scheduled for your body, here are the reconciliations heaven prepared for your family, here are the doors heaven designed for your career. And all of it is sealed under your name. The bankers can no longer comprehend what they are seeing. Some fall to their knees, others whisper in awe. But Michael steps closer to you, and with fire in his eyes he declares, Do not let hesitation rob you. Do not allow unbelief to keep these doors closed. I was commanded to lead you here today so you could see what is already yours. The enemy hoped you would scroll away, that you would ignore this word, but heaven timed this moment for you, on this very day. Stay with me, beloved, because the vault is only opening wider. Light is flooding out like a river, and you are being invited to step in. Do not turn back. Do not doubt. The blessing is yours. The inheritance is yours, the miracles are yours, heaven has already signed, and Michael is guarding every promise until you claim it with your faith. Type Amen now as your signature. Share this message so the world knows heaven has treasures beyond measure. Subscribe, because the next revelation is about to pour out, and you cannot afford to miss it. Beloved, your name echoes in the chambers of heaven's vault. And today, the doors have swung wide open just for you. Beloved, stay with me, because now Archangel Michael is walking deeper into the glowing chamber of the vault. The light is brighter, the silence is heavier, and the atmosphere feels like eternity itself is unfolding before your eyes. Every shelf carries your name, every scroll glows with golden fire, but suddenly Michael pauses. He turns, his eyes fixed upon one place at the very center. There, resting on a pedestal of crystal, lies a single golden scroll. Do not scroll away, this is the moment you were brought here for. Michael reaches out his hand, and the scroll rises from the pedestal, floating in the air, shining brighter than the sun. With a voice that shakes the foundations of the vault, he says, "Beloved, this is the greatest secret heaven has been waiting to reveal to you. This scroll carries the blueprint of your destiny, the divine map of your life, the record of every blessing God designed for you before you were even born. Stay with me, because the air is trembling." As Michael slowly unrolls the scroll, the words inside begin to glow and lift off the page like fireflies made of light. And you realize, it is not written in ordinary ink, it is written in living letters of fire. These words speak, they breathe, they move. And every word is connected to you. Michael speaks again. Here is the record of promises delayed that are now released. Here is the confirmation of victories already assigned to you. Here is the testimony of doors that will open suddenly. Here is the restoration of relationships that were broken, and here, beloved, is the wealth heaven has credited into your account, both spiritual and earthly. The bankers cannot see what you are seeing, yet they feel the tremor of something beyond their world. The executives whisper nervously, sensing that power beyond numbers is in the room. But Michael looks straight into your soul and declares, "This scroll was never meant to stay locked. It was sealed until this day, until this hour, until this very moment when you would finally open your heart and receive it. Beloved, wait and stay with me." Imagine the scroll glowing in your hands now, the fire wrapping around your fingers but not burning, only strengthening you. Feel the weight of heaven's secrets resting in your palms. This is your identity, your inheritance, your miracle. Michael holds your hand and says, "Beloved, sign it with your faith, seal it with your amen, and let no man ever claim it as his own." So type Amen now, for this is your signature of heaven. Share this message so others may witness the release. Subscribe, because the next part of this unfolding will reveal not just the secret, but the activation of what is written inside this scroll. Beloved, today is your unveiling. Heaven waited for this day, and now the golden scroll has spoken your name. Beloved soul, wait and stay with me now, because the scroll is no longer just lying in your hands, it is alive. The golden fire around it pulses like a heartbeat, and every letter inside begins to sing. The vault is trembling. The bankers outside are covering their ears, unable to understand the sound, but you hear it clearly. It is the sound of heaven declaring your destiny out loud. Archangel Michael steps closer, his wings arching high above you, his eyes burning with divine fire. He says, "Beloved, this scroll is not for display, it is for activation. What is written here has waited for your faith to unlock it. Today, heaven has chosen you to step into what no one in your family has ever touched before. Stay right here. Do not scroll, do not move." Michael lifts the scroll above your head and unrolls it fully. Suddenly the entire chamber is filled with words of light flying into the air, promises like living flames swirl around you. One word says healing, and you feel warmth run through your body. Another word says abundance, and you see rivers of gold pouring at your feet. Another says favor, and you see doors opening before you without effort. Another says restoration, and you feel broken pieces of your past being mended instantly. Michael's voice grows louder, "Beloved, this is the activation of your scroll. The banks of earth may tremble, executives may scheme, but they cannot touch what God Himself has written for you. I stand here to ensure that this inheritance is delivered into your life. No delay, no thief, no counterfeit spirit will stop it. The vaults of heaven have released, and the scroll is now speaking over you. Stay with me, because in this very moment, the scroll bends down and touches your chest. It dissolves into light and enters your spirit. You feel it, fire coursing through your veins, strength filling your bones, vision igniting your mind. This is no longer a story, it is a living reality moving inside of you. Every word written in that scroll is now engraved in your soul. Michael leans close and whispers, "Beloved, you are sealed now. The scroll is inside you. The blessings are activated, the promises are alive. You will see the manifestation of this in days to come, and when it happens, remember this moment, remember that heaven spoke, and you believed." So type Amen now as your final seal. Share this so others may see the light of heaven through you. Subscribe, because what has been activated today will continue to unfold, and you cannot afford to miss the next revelation. Beloved, the scroll has entered your spirit, and your miracle has already begun. Beloved soul, do not move, do not scroll away, stay right here with me, because what happens now is the unfolding of everything that was hidden inside you. The scroll has dissolved into your spirit, the fire is alive within you, and now the entire bank can sense it. Though the executives cannot see the light, they feel the weight of heaven pressing down on the room, their voices falter, their schemes fail, their papers slip from their hands. Because they know, something greater than their power has taken over. Archangel Michael stands tall beside you, his wings stretched wide like a shield covering you. His sword gleams, but this time it is not drawn to fight, it is drawn to announce. He declares, "Beloved, the scroll is no longer outside of you. It is within you, and now the world will begin to see on the outside what heaven has already placed on the inside." Stay with me, because Michael now begins to lead you out of the vault. Each step you take leaves behind a trail of golden light. The marble floors glow where your feet walk. The bankers gasp, unable to explain why the very ground itself seems alive. The executives lean back, trembling, as if the authority of heaven is judging their intentions. And as you step out, Michael lifts his voice and says, "Behold the one whose name has been written in heaven's treasury. No force, no thief, no system can erase what God has released today. Beloved, imagine the scene, doors opening automatically, not by technology, but by divine command. The air around you shifts, people in the bank feel a strange peace, a calm they cannot describe. Some whisper, "Who is this?" Others bow their heads, sensing that heaven has chosen to reveal glory through you. The check that bore your name was just the beginning, the true wealth is the fire now alive in your spirit. Michael turns to you once more and says, "Beloved, remember this, what you carry cannot be hidden." The world will begin to notice the glow around you, the favor upon you, the doors that open for you without effort. Do not fear when eyes turn toward you. It is not for your fame, it is for God's glory through your life. Stay until the end, because this is not a random moment, it is the beginning of a lifetime of manifestations. What was deposited in the bank today will overflow into every area of your life. Opportunities will chase you, healing will follow you, abundance will flow to you, and peace will cover you. Beloved, heaven has announced you, and nothing on earth can silence that announcement. Type Amen now if you receive this. Share this message so others may witness heaven's glory unfolding. Subscribe, because the next chapter is coming, and it will show you how this deposit will overflow into places you least expect. Beloved, you are walking out of the bank carrying more than a check, you are carrying heaven itself within you. Beloved, wait and stay with me, because as you step out of the bank, the story is not ending, it is only expanding. The scroll is alive inside you, the deposit has been sealed under your name, and now Archangel Michael walks beside you with a presence so radiant that even the sunlight seems dim next to his glow. People on the street turn their heads, not knowing why they feel compelled to look, but heaven knows, it is because your spirit is now carrying what has been released from the vault. Michael leans close and says, "Beloved, the blessing released today is not only for you, it is a river, and rivers never flow in one direction. This deposit will overflow from your life into your house, your family, and even your generations to come. What was written in the golden scroll will now be seen in your lineage. It is not a check of trillions alone, it is a covenant of abundance that will break chains of lack, fear, and sorrow forever. Stay right here, don't skip. Imagine as you return home, the very walls of your house glowing with unseen light. Every corner feels different, the atmosphere is lighter, the heaviness you carried for so long is gone. The deposit has already entered, not as money, but as peace in your living room, joy in your kitchen, laughter in your halls, and healing resting on every bed. Where there was tension, there is now calm. Where there was silence, there is now song. Heaven has expanded the deposit into your very dwelling. Michael's voice thunders gently again, "Beloved, your children will drink from this river. Your loved ones will taste of this overflow. Even generations yet unborn will live in the light of what has been released for you today." You may have felt like you stood alone, but what you received will echo through time itself. This is why heaven deposited more than you asked for, because the blessing had to be large enough to cover your family and those who come after you. Beloved, feel it now, your home becoming a sanctuary, your table becoming a place of divine fellowship, your name becoming a banner of favor. This is not imagination, it is the fulfillment of what was deposited. And the world will not understand how your family shifts, how your environment transforms, but you will know, the scroll has been activated, and the vault has been opened. So type Amen as your declaration of faith. Share this message so that others may also be touched by the overflow of your blessing. Subscribe, because the next revelation will show you how this deposit will not only touch your family, but it will open gates in places you never expected, workplaces, relationships, and nations. Beloved, the river has begun to flow, and it will never run dry. Beloved soul, do not move away, stay with me, for what comes next is the public unveiling of what heaven already sealed within you. The blessing that began in the vault, the scroll that entered your spirit, the river that has begun to flow into your house, now it steps beyond the private space and begins to shine in the open world. Archangel Michael walks beside you, his presence still radiant, and he whispers, "Beloved, what was once hidden will now be displayed." Heaven's intention is not only to bless you in secret, but to honor you openly. Stay here, because this moment is vital. As you walk through the city, through the streets, through the places you once moved quietly, suddenly people begin to notice something different. Strangers pause, drawn to the glow around you. Those who once ignored you now find themselves compelled to show you respect. Opportunities that were closed begin to open without you asking. The atmosphere of your life has shifted. Heaven's deposit is now being reflected on earth as favor, honor, and elevation. Michael lifts his sword, not to strike, but to point toward you. His voice rings out in the unseen realm, "Behold the beloved one whose name was written in heaven's treasury." What God has signed, no man can cancel. What heaven has released, no system can block. Today, the world shall see the evidence of the divine deposit. Beloved, feel it now, the way doors of influence open before you, the way conversations tilt in your favor, the way people sense something divine about your presence without explanation. This is the fulfillment of the promise. When God lifts you, no hand can push you down. The executives who once schemed against you now look confused, unable to understand how you are moving in such grace. It is not them, it is heaven's scroll unfolding through you. Wait and stay with me until the end. Michael leans closer, his eyes like flames of light, and says, "Beloved, you are a vessel now. The world will honor you, not for yourself alone, but because the deposit of heaven within you is too great to be hidden. Walk boldly, for this is your season of recognition. Heaven's seal upon your name will bring you into rooms where you never expected to be, and favor will follow you like a shadow that never leaves." So type Amen now as a sign that you accept this honor. Share this message so others may witness what heaven is doing. Subscribe, because in the next revelation you will see how this deposit not only brings you honor, but begins to shift the lives of those connected to you, drawing them into the overflow. Beloved, you are stepping into a season where heaven itself announces your name. Beloved soul, stay with me, because what you are about to hear is the most beautiful part of this unfolding. The check was deposited, the scroll was activated, your house was filled with light, and your name was lifted in honor. But now Archangel Michael reveals the next stage. The overflow will not stop with you alone. It is moving outward, touching the lives of everyone connected to you. Wait and remain here. Imagine the river flowing from your spirit. It begins as a stream, but quickly it becomes a flood, and everywhere it goes, people are changed. Friends who once carried heaviness suddenly feel lighter in your presence. Family members who were broken begin to heal just by being around you. Colleagues, neighbors, and even strangers sense a peace they cannot explain when you walk by. Why? Because heaven's deposit is not selfish, it is generous, overflowing, unstoppable. Michael's voice thunders gently in the atmosphere, "Beloved, you have become a carrier of heaven's abundance. What was placed in you cannot be contained. It was designed to spread, to heal, to restore, to lift others." This is why the check was trillions, not millions, not billions, because heaven always intended the blessing to overflow far beyond your life, into every soul you encounter. Stay with me, beloved. Picture it clearly: someone discouraged sees you and suddenly finds courage again. Someone sick feels hope rise when they hear your voice. Someone lost finds direction because the light shining in you becomes a signpost pointing them to destiny. This is the miracle. What was once a private scroll inside the vault is now a living river changing lives all around you. Michael steps closer and says, "Beloved, never doubt the weight of what you carry. When you speak, your words will heal. When you move, your presence will calm storms. When you bless others, heaven will multiply it back to you." This is the rhythm of overflow. It does not stop, it does not run dry, it does not diminish. It only expands. Stay with me until the end. The bankers who once whispered your name in confusion now see that it is not just about a deposit, but about a destiny. The executives who thought they could claim your inheritance now realize they cannot touch what God has spread through you, and the world around you begins to change, not because you forced it, but because heaven decided to use you as a vessel of overflow. Type Amen as a sign that you receive this river and will let it flow through you. Share this so others can also step into the overflow. Subscribe, because the next revelation will show you how this river of blessing will reach even those you thought were too far gone, proving that no one connected to you will remain untouched by heaven's abundance. Beloved, do not scroll away, stay with me, because what Michael reveals now will pierce your heart with hope and healing. The overflow has begun to touch those around you, but heaven never forgets the places you once bled, the moments you once cried, and the people who once stood against you. This blessing is not only for your present, it is reaching backward into your past and forward into your future, rewriting everything in light. Michael's voice fills the atmosphere. Beloved, hear me. The deposit of heaven is not just abundance, it is restoration. Every wound you carried, every loss you endured, every betrayal that left scars, today, the overflow enters those places like healing rivers. The blessing is rewriting your story. Where there was pain, there will be peace. Where there was rejection, there will be honor. Where there was lack, there will be overflow without end. Stay with me, beloved. Imagine the river flowing back through the corridors of your memory. The tears you shed in silence are being washed. The broken relationships are being healed in ways you never thought possible. Even the places where you said, "It is too late," heaven replies, "Nothing is too late when God deposits Himself into your life." And hear this: Michael looks at you with fire in his eyes and says, "Beloved, do not be afraid of those who once opposed you. For even your enemies will witness the glory rising in your life. Some will soften, some will change, and some will be forced to step back, unable to stop what God has begun." The overflow is not for revenge, it is for transformation. Even those who misunderstood you will see clearly now. Beloved, wait and stay with me. The blessing you carry is not fragile, it is unstoppable. It flows into places where human effort cannot reach. It heals what medicine could not. It restores what time could not. It redeems what betrayal tried to erase. You are walking proof that heaven's deposit is stronger than pain, richer than wealth, and deeper than wounds. The executives who once schemed against you now watch in silence. They see that the trillions were only a symbol, but the true wealth is the restoration flooding your life. And Michael declares, "Beloved, you are not just receiving blessing. You are becoming blessing." Your very life is now a testimony that no past wound, no enemy, no shadow can stop what God has written in your name. Type Amen as your seal that your past is healed, your present is overflowing, and your future is secured. Share this message so others trapped in pain may find hope. Subscribe, because the next revelation will show how this overflow will not just restore, but will elevate you into positions you never imagined, seats of influence, platforms of honor, and gates of destiny. Beloved soul, wait and stay with me, for this is the part where the river of blessing no longer flows only in hidden places. It begins to lift you to heights you once thought were unreachable. The check of trillions was a sign, the scroll was the activation, the vault was the release, but now Archangel Michael shows you the elevation. Heaven does not only heal your past and fill your home, it raises you before the world so that the light inside you becomes a beacon others cannot ignore. Michael's voice breaks through the air like a trumpet. Beloved, the season of smallness is over. The blessing written in your name was never meant to stay confined. It is written for visibility, for influence, for impact. Heaven has opened gates that were shut, and now you will find yourself walking through doors you did not even knock on. Stay here with me. Picture the gates of great palaces swinging open as you approach. See invitations arriving at your table without you asking. Watch as names you once admired now call for you, seeking your presence, your wisdom, your light. This is not pride, it is prophecy. It is the unfolding of the scroll, the release of what God planned when He wrote your destiny. Michael points his shining sword to the horizon. Beloved, see those mountains ahead? They are places of influence, family, work, community, even nations. You thought you would walk quietly, but heaven has set you as a light on a hill. You cannot be hidden. You will be placed in rooms where decisions are made, in spaces where hearts are guided, in circles where lives are transformed. This is elevation. Beloved, wait and stay until the end. The executives who once tried to claim your blessing now see you rising above them, not by force, not by striving, but by the hand of God carrying you upward. The same bankers who whispered about you in confusion now speak of you with reverence. They realize the deposit was not just currency, it was calling, and that calling is now lifting you beyond their grasp. Michael's voice softens but grows deeper. Beloved, never doubt this truth: when God opens a gate, no man can close it. When God lifts a soul, no force can bring it down. Walk boldly, for the light within you is your key, and heaven's favor is your signature. Do not shrink back, for this elevation is not for vanity. It is for impact. You rise so others can see, believe, and be lifted too. So type Amen now as your agreement with heaven's elevation. Share this message so others may be inspired to rise with you. Subscribe, because the final revelation is near. In the next part you will see how this story, from the bank to the scroll to the vault, was always about God's glory shining through your life. Beloved, the gates are open, and the mountains are waiting for you. Beloved soul, wait and stay with me until the very last word, because this is the sealing of everything heaven has revealed to you. From the moment the bank trembled at the check in your name, to the golden scroll placed in your hands, to the vault that opened with heavenly light, to the river that flowed into your home, to the honor that lifted you before the world, and now to the gates of elevation, you have walked through a divine journey prepared only for you, and now, Archangel Michael speaks one final proclamation. His wings stretch wide, filling the sky like a canopy of light. His sword gleams, not in battle, but in victory. His voice shakes the heavens as he declares, "Beloved, hear me. Today, the deposit has been sealed in your spirit. What began as a check written in your name has become a covenant written in fire. No banker, no executive, no thief of destiny can touch it. No enemy, no shadow, no delay can stop it. It is done, it is sealed, it is yours forever. Stay right here, beloved, because Michael is not only speaking to you, he is declaring to the world around you. This child carries heaven's wealth. This life is marked with God's favor, this name is written in eternal light. And with every word, the ground beneath you glows brighter, the air around you hums with life, and the fire within you blazes higher. You are no longer the one waiting, you are the one carrying, no longer the one overlooked, you are the one chosen. No longer the one delayed, you are the one released. Beloved, see it clearly now, the journey was never about numbers on paper. The trillions were a symbol of limitless blessing. The bank was a symbol of heavenly security, the scroll was a symbol of divine blueprint. And you, yes, you, are the living vessel chosen to walk it out. Heaven trusted you with this story so the world would see that God still lifts, still heals, still restores, still overflows. Michael leans close, his voice now gentle like a father's, and whispers, "Beloved, walk boldly. The scroll is in you. The river flows through you, the gates are open before you. And remember, you are never alone. I stand guard at your side, and heaven rejoices over your name." Now, beloved, this is your moment of agreement. Type Amen as the final seal on this journey. Share this message so others may step into their own scroll of destiny. Subscribe, because heaven's story over your life is only beginning to unfold, and as you lift your heart one last time in faith, hear Michael's closing words, "Beloved, the check is released, the scroll is alive, the vault is open, and your name is sealed in eternity." Today is not just the day of a deposit, it is the day of your divine unveiling. Walk in it, for it is done. Beloved soul, wait and stay with me, because though you thought the story was sealed, heaven says there is still more to reveal. The check was released, the scroll was activated, the vault was opened, the river overflowed, the gates of honor lifted you high, but now comes the continuation of glory. Heaven never stops at enough. Heaven always moves into more. Archangel Michael's presence still surrounds you. His wings stretch wide as if covering nations, and his voice carries the sound of eternity. Beloved, you must know this truth. The blessing sealed in you was not the end, it was the beginning. What was released in your name will not only change your life, not only touch your family, not only restore your past, not only honor you before the world, it will now spread like fire across generations and nations. Stay with me, because what Michael shows next is breathtaking. You see a vision of a tree growing out of your very spirit. Its roots go deep into the ground, touching places your feet have never walked. Its branches rise high into the heavens, stretching into spaces your hands could never reach. And on every branch hangs fruit, fruit labeled with words like healing, peace, prosperity, destiny, restoration, joy, generational blessing. People from every side of the world are walking toward your tree, reaching up, and being nourished. Michael explains, "Beloved, this is what the deposit truly means. It was never only for you, it was for the world that will be touched by your obedience. You are the vessel, the tree planted by living waters, and through you countless souls will find light. The bankers may have spoken your name in awe, but now nations will speak your name with gratitude. For heaven has turned your story into a river of hope. Beloved, wait, don't scroll, don't leave. See this truth clearly: the deposit was the seed, but the harvest is endless. Where you once thought you were small, heaven shows you that you are a channel for something vast. Where you once thought you were delayed, heaven shows you that timing was perfect. Where you once thought you were forgotten, heaven shows you that your name has become a song sung by angels themselves." Michael lifts his sword to the skies and declares, "Beloved, rise into this new season. What you carry will not end with you, it will move through your children, through your descendants, through every life you touch. You are not just a receiver, you are a generational fountain." This is the true glory of heaven's deposit, so type Amen if you receive this eternal flow. Share this message so others may drink from the river flowing through your life. Subscribe, because what comes next will reveal how heaven's blessing is not only for generations but will ripple into nations, transforming places you may never even step foot in physically. Beloved, the scroll is alive, the fire is unending, and the overflow has only just begun.